Hi you guys, thank you for tuning into Dope First Moms. In my last video, I did a 37-week pregnancy update and I stated that my next video will be on natural ways to induce labor. So there is a laundry list of ways to naturally induce your labor. I'm just going to share my top 4 that I would consider. Well, some of them that I'm already doing, but my top 4 that I would consider for my pregnancy. So the first one, good old exercise. Now, I really don't have the energy to exercise. I did say that I was going to start walking around my neighborhood, but honestly, I do a lot of walking at work. So I don't really, well, not a lot, but I do a lot. Two a lots. I do a lot of walking around at work. So I don't really see myself doing more walking when I come home. Maybe if I have energy, but honestly I'm so exhausted after a day of work that coming home and doing more walking just sounds even more exhausting. But I will consider if Miss Nova does not get things on the ball, because right now she is just, I do think that she has finally dropped, because I do feel a little less pressure up top, and it is a little bit more easier to breathe. But yeah, so we'll see. The other thing that I use, some people call it a bouncy ball, some people call it a medicine ball, some people call it a birthing ball, some people call it not a medicine ball, some people call it an exercise ball. I call it a bouncy ball. People typically only call it a birthing ball when they're using it for, labor and delivery. But I do have a birthing / exercise ball that I bounce on from time to time. I do some hip rotations on it, and I'm going to just do like a small video on some of the small exercises that I do on my exercise ball that to help get this cervix dilated, to help get things going, because this mom is so ready to go into labor. So yeah, I do utilize a birthing ball / exercising ball. I do also do deep squats. At first, I didn't think that it was safe to do, so I had to do a little bit of research, but I have learned that it is okay to do deep squats. So, and I will also do a small video just showing what I do of my version of deep squats to get this cervix open again, like I said, to get these centimeters going so we could be dilated and get things going and moving with the ball. So exercise is one of the ways that I am trying to naturally induce my labor. The second one, I'm not really embarrassed about, but probably a little bit too shy about to talk about in front of the camera. So I won't really get into like detail. But a lot of articles and then people in the medical field themselves, the doctors, friends and family have told me, and I also learned from a birthing class video that I watched on YouTube. Actually, I really love this birthing class video. I actually put the video link below. I actually learned this probably about 3 months ago. I thought it was a myth, but sex does help you go into labor. The semen from the man helps obviously from the man, but the semen helps softens the cervix, which helps open up the birth canal so baby could go down the birth canal and you could get things going. So it's actually funny, when I went to my best friend's gender reveal, her mother-in-law, she works in an OBGYN office, and she said have lots of sex. Have sex. You want to get things going, have sex. And I was like, oh, okay, all right. So yes, for those of y'all who do not know, some people think it's a myth and they're like, sex doesn't help. It's all about that special ingredient that dad provides, which is what helps get things going. So it's not just the motion itself, but it's that special ingredient. So that is another way of getting things going to get baby down this birth canal so we can have little Miss Nova. Another one that it's kind of like an old wives' tale, I believe, but I've noticed when I do eat spicy foods, I do feel like a little bit of pain, not necessarily pain, but just I feel different movements going on in the inside, not necessarily from her, but I can tell things are trying to kind of getting going down there. So, but I don't really have a craving for spicy foods. It's not like, oh, let me eat something spicy, or I have to eat something spicy or anything of that sort. But I am open to eating a few peppers if she wants to stay dormant when we get closer to 40 weeks. Because hopefully she comes next weekend. So spicy foods is another way that I would be open to naturally inducing my labor. It's funny, I had someone tell me that if I eat spicy foods, this is at the very beginning of my pregnancy. I was literally like, probably like 14 weeks pregnant, 12 weeks pregnant. One of my associates, an older lady, so funny. She goes, baby, you need to stop eating those spicy foods because spicy foods is going to make your baby blind. I said, well, I guess my baby will be the next Ray Charles because I'm not going to stop eating spicy food. But anywho, that was so funny. These old wives' tales are so funny. And my last top 4 of ways that I will naturally induce my labor. Now this last one, I'm going to save it for the very last resort. Not because of all the controversy behind it, just because I really don't want to do it. But if Miss Nova just decides that she wants to stay in there past February the 3rd, we are going to go the castor oil method. So there are women out there that use castor oil to naturally induce their labor. There's articles and pediatricians who say that if you do use this method, to definitely wait, well, not pediatricians, OBGYNs, say if you do use this method, to definitely wait until you're 40 weeks. I've seen a couple, and I'm not saying it's okay, but I've seen a couple of YouTube videos of YouTubers out there of moms who were pregnant who used the castor oil method during their 37th, 38th, 39th week of pregnancy and had successful results from it, healthy babies, good delivery. Because studies have shown that there are no harmful side effects to doing the castor oil method to you as a mom and to the baby. So there's no harmful side effects, which is good. But honestly, if baby wants to stay in there and continue baking and growing and doing whatever he or she needs to do, I don't really believe in using it now at this time frame that I'm in. Like I said, I'm 37 weeks. 40 weeks and even 39 weeks and 4 days if Miss Nova is not here, I may be enticed to do the castor oil method. But definitely after 40 weeks, I'm like, okay, girl, we need to go to the store and buy a bottle, okay? So, but you don't drink that much, you don't consume that much, just about 1 to 2 tablespoons. I actually had a coworker who used this method. She told me in great detail about her experience, about how she used it. And the first time she used it, she was having contractions. They sent her to the doctor, but she wasn't dilated enough. She was like, I didn't consume enough or whatever. So she did it again, like she said, probably like a week later, 2 weeks later, and she went into labor. So yeah, but you don't use that much, and they do suggest mixing it with juice or some sort, or like an orange soda. Sorry, Dad came home and interrupted the video. But anywho, so yeah, they do suggest mixing it with like orange, like a juice or a soda, something of the sort, something sugary to also help baby get going and all the other good stuff. And the good thing about the castor oil is that most of people's reviews on who have done it, it works within like 24 hours. So that's really exciting. That is really exciting. So if you do decide to use the castor oil method, if I end up having to do it, we'll see how it goes. We will definitely see how it goes. But the point of taking it is that it just helps your cervix dilate. And we all know what that means. That means baby is coming down the birth canal, and then you're eventually going to go into labor, and yay, you have your newborn baby, and you're excited and you're happy. The only negative thing that I have discovered from the different YouTube videos and then just different articles that I've read is that people tend to have very painful and irregular contractions. So sometimes they have to get Pitocin, which I really hope that just does not happen to me. I really don't want any Pitocin. But that's a different story for a different video. But yes, that is the only negative thing that I have heard from those that had used the castor oil method, is that just the contractions are irregular. So doctors end up having to step in and, you know, give the individual some Pitocin to get them going and make sure that it's a regular, steady flow. Because if you're so many centimeters dilated and nothing's really going on, or your water hasn't broke, you know, they come in and they get things moving and going. So those are my top 4 things that I have done or will do, or maybe not even do. Like I said, I may not do the castor oil method to induce my labor. For now, I'm just going to stick with just holding out. Definitely going to do the exercise portion or whatever and the other stuff. But I'm just going to definitely stick to holding out and being patient. Like I said, I really hope she comes next weekend. And yeah, so we will definitely see. But I do have a doctor's appointment coming up, so my next video will be on my 38-week doctor checkup. So be sure to tune into that next week. And be sure to subscribe and watch the other videos that we have posted.